Epic intro music.
Hello, Painted Wolves, and welcome back to another episode of Bohemian Shoutoutsody. I think this is part 4. So I just quickly wanted to run over how the shoutouts are going to work. So basically, we have a dynasty. I picked Pictus. I didn't capitalize it. Probably should have. But the whole reason I didn't was because it's Lycaon Pictus, and in Latin the Pictus wouldn't be a P. But as we're using the Pictus on its own, probably should have capitalized it. So King Lycaon of Bohemia is the head of House Pictus, and every time that I have a kid, or a kid has a kid, and we expand a dynasty, I'm going to name the new member of the family after a channel, and with that comes a little feature. I'll put a little clip in the video, and I'll tell you to go follow them on Twitter, subscribe to them, check all their awesome content out. But it doesn't have to just be content creators or anything like that. I'll put any subscriber in if they would like to be featured in it. If they don't have any content, they can request something for me to say, and I'll put it in the video. Basically, I'll do a little bit of a recap. But basically, I just wanted to explain it a little better. So, we are currently King Lycaon of Bohemia, and we rule this territory here. And as you can see, a lot of the surrounding nations are a lot bigger than us, and therefore more powerful. Also, we currently have a bit of a situation going on within the kingdom. So if we look at the factions, I've only got 1,000 men, and there's a faction for independence which currently has over 2,000 men in it. Basically, what I really want to kill is this guy. However, he is possessed, and he's already 59, so he's not really going to last long. However, that doesn't stop him from trying to declare independence straight away. But we can try and slow that down, however, by trying to kill this guy. We can actually attempt to abduct this guy, but it costs 300. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and plot to kill this guy. Because he's just one of my chiefs. He's not really very important. He couldn't do anything on his own. But the guy that I really want to get rid of, I can't do it. As you can see by the skull on his face, it means he's also in our society, the Cold Ones. Which is basically a Dark Ages satanic cult for pagans. A pagan satanic cult, and currently our active mission is to sacrifice a holy person, and we've got a few prisoners, but I'm not actually aware if they are holy people or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sacrifice them to Chernobog. Diepold looks dazed as he is dragged to the altar, but you can see dawning comprehension on his face as he is tied down. You ignore his begging as chants of praise to Chernobog build to a crescendo. Finally it is time. You swing your blade in an overhead arc, which ends in Diepold's heart. Hail Chernobog! And we're going to do that again. So we're going to sacrifice them all to Chernobog. So it's the same thing, so I'm not going to read it out. And this one's just a kid, so this one, a 3-year-old kid, so I won't be sacrificing them, I'll ransom them back. I'm not that mean. Right, and also what we want to do is we want to pick a new patron deity and worship the ancestors again. So, you've decided to visit the shrine in the Holy Grove and make a sacrifice in the honour of your ancestors, hoping for their aid in return. What will you ask of your forefathers? And what I want is guide my sword in battle and let me conquer my enemies. I'll also be picking a patron deity. There are many deities you can choose to honour. We picked the God of Thunder last time, and I think that's who we're going for again. We don't really want to lose the intrigue this time, but we certainly don't want to lose the marshal, and we don't want to lose stewardship, because we have a stewardship education, which means that's what we're focusing on. So we are going to pledge to Perrin again. I hope to prove myself a worthy follower. Now I'm going to auto-invite the plotters and see who we get. So I'm going to hit play for a little bit. I'll just have a quick look up here. So we've got a bit of a struggle with a rebellion fighting for independence. So we'll try and deal with that. We're trying to kill one of our chiefs because We're trying to kill one of our chiefs who's head of the independence faction. Technology, laws, council, we can't really do anything on. This is the guy that we don't like. I try to appease him in any way possible, but it's becoming very, very hard. I reckon I could probably just, by granting him more stuff, but I really, really don't want to grant him any more stuff. Okay, and also, the guy that hates us has invited us to a small gathering of friends, which is clearly an assassination attempt. So luckily, the only option is, unfortunately, I can't. You've asked your ancestors for military power and prowess in battle. Now it is time to present your offering. What will you give them in return? Okay, so I don't want to give one of my eyes. Oh, we got rid of our prisoners. That would have been the next best option. So well, that one costs us money. But we can't risk the death this early on. So maybe we shouldn't have just picked this just yet, because we are also, as you can see up here, we are also currently bankrupt. So I'm just going to have to give them the idol for now, which probably won't give us any good results. That's alright, we made the money back straight away because we offered the ransom out. And we should be gaining a sizable chunk anyway. So here we've been presented with another opportunity to let everyone be reminded of your rulership. As we have the greedy trait over here, we will be debasing the mints with less precious metal. We will be debasing the mints with less precious metals for profits, which gives us a 25% chance of gaining deceitful, but that's just how our character rolls. Now, militarily, we won't be doing much this time because we're trying to fight off this guy. And okay, so it has corrected the stat here actually. So it says he can only actually raise 59% of our troops, which must be the tribal vassals, which I forgot to call in last time. So militarily, as we aren't looking to expand anywhere else for now, I'm just going to try and advance time and see what happens. While we have a plot to kill Chief Vidavarbov. So we instantly can kill him, we've just got to wait for the event to fire. Ooh, Chief Vidavarbov used a favour on Chief Mojmir the Bold to force them to join all their factions. That really isn't good. To my liege, the proud King Lycaon, it has not escaped me that several of your commanders lack formal training in military tactics. I would like to offer my services by training Vid, Vladislav and Bolkuk in the use of advanced battlefield stratagems. A most generous offer. For this I shall owe him. I will owe him a favour for this. That is actually very useful. And now we have been called into war against Silesia by Poland. So it's the Lesser Polish Silesian Subjugation War, which is both good and bad, because obviously we don't want Silesia on our border, but it means that Lesser Poland are going to have all this territory, and we're going to have to contend with them at some point when we're not allies anymore. And I am going to join because I need them on my side. So here I'm raising my troops. I'm going to gather my troops together. Right, we don't want to be leading the left flank here, and we don't have enough troops in this army to have a right flank. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and attach ourselves to this guy's army here. But I have to walk over there first. I don't really want to go through him. I'd happily sit here and crush this army quickly. Just gotta oh no, that was a very bad mistake indeed. That was a very bad mistake indeed. Okay, what can we do? Can we dismiss? Yep. Okay, so we've lost half our troops by dismissing them, but we also didn't get crushed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to band them together, and we might still be alright. If I go and band up with these 2,000 over here, I'm going to have to get there quick though. Okay, so right here, the battle looks pretty even, and with my 610 men, we could turn the tide of this battle. If not, we've lost the war, but that doesn't really matter either way, because if we win, Silesia is wiped out, yes. However, it means Lesser Poland don't get too big a size and won't cause us much trouble in the later game. So it actually doesn't really matter too much. Ooh, I've gained Craven. Swords are sharp and dangerous. I can lead better from inside my own castle, and we've gained Craven. Not a good trait at all. We lose 2 martial, 1 personal combat skill, and the rest doesn't matter because we're not leading the troops anyway. However, we have won the battle. So this should turn it in the tide of Poland. So I hope they repay us generously for allowing them to win this war. So we're just going to walk around with them until they win the war, and then Lesser Poland are going to own all of this. And then what we're going to have to do is then strengthen our military and fend off this plot. Though my last act of worship has been some time ago, I can still sense an inhuman touch upon my soul whenever I think about what I did. I've become a changed man. A tainted soul is but a small price to pay, and we've gained cruel, which is good if you want intrigue and bad if you want diplomacy, and obviously it gives everyone a negative opinion of you. So we should still win this war. And my wife is pregnant. Fingers crossed, guys. So another shout out will be entering this episode. Thank God for that. Oh yeah, that's a point. Sorry, I'll get to that in a second. A merchant has managed to find out that the coins you have minted are counterfeit. Ah, they found out. You are being called a cheapskate since they do not contain the precious metals that were supposed to consist of. People might taunt my face on those coins now. Lose 200 prestige. That definitely wasn't worth it, but at least we got a bit more cash now. So we're just going to sit with this army and hope and pray to God that we win the war. So we need a new chancellor, but our enemy has finally died. Now that is fantastic, because he'll be under Gavelkind and his realm will be split up and he will no longer be a threat. So I'm going to appoint my court shooter briefly, and he can just do statecraft for now until we find a different use for him. We could have a look at these one province borders, because we can take out these independent provinces rather easily. So what I'll do is... he's in the cult. He can raise 659 troops, and this guy can raise 341. So, do we have any claims? We do not have any claims. So therefore, we have to send the Chancellor to go fabricate a claim on Spiss. And once he gets the claim, we can invade that. I'm fairly sure that we have a chance of invading anyway, because he's independent. It says he isn't independent. Is he part of oh, he's part of Avaria. What have I done? I can't move the Chancellor now until the 4th of July. So we're going to have to wait for the 4th of July, and then we're going to have to move it here, because he is actually independent. Now, we could potentially still lose this war too, unfortunately, but we're going to do our best. Oh no, there's loads more troops have come out of somewhere. And we are joining the battle just in time to win it. Okay. I am pleased to hear that after a period of peace and shrewd management, the county of Praha is doing well. People are happy and the tax collectors have reported record intakes. Praha prospers. So that's fantastic. We've gained a prosperity boost because no one sieged down the province in forever. So that's what we wanted to see. Oh no, he's at war with someone else too now. That is not good. I think he's at war with Coronia too. So we're going to have to try and finish off this war quickly as possible. If he just jumped on him right there, we could have done it, but... oh yes! And this one is going to have to go to TechGuyTrivia, because he has just been doing some really amazing stuff lately. Have you seen his streams? He does like the most amazing quiz nights on his stream. Basically, it's like a competition over the whole week, and at the end of it, the one with the most points wins one of Gaemonic's t-shirts, and it's amazing stuff. So you've definitely got to go check him out. Definitely follow him on Twitter, follow him on Twitch, subscribe to him on YouTube. I don't think he's got quite so much stuff on YouTube, but he's really good. Everybody knows him. He's like everybody's greatest fan. So if you don't, definitely go follow him. So that's fantastic. Let's go have a look at TechGuyTrivia. Actually, I think this would be a good point to just go run over the kids again. So we've got 4 sons. So we have Gaemonic Pictus, now 11. Let's have a look at his traits. We've got him on the struggle focus, and his guardian is Chief Kremazil of Plzen, because we want him to become a strong commander. And as you can see, at age 11 he's already got 7 in martial, and if we only have 7 in martial. So at the age 11, Gaemonic is just as good at martial as we are. Which isn't very good, is it? I mean, it's good for Gaemonic, not so much for us. So when he becomes the ruler, if he becomes the ruler, we'll be able to field much larger armies and make much more progress. However, he has got timid, but it doesn't give him any negative martial traits, which is good. He's got haughty, so he's proud and vain, convinced of his own superiority. +1 martial, so that's what we want. He's got idolizer, he's easily impressed and also has a fervent desire to seek for ultimate truths. Which is learning +1, so he's kind of getting quite intelligent as well. He's also fussy, which gives him stewardship +1, which is good. And he's got the lunatic trait! Gaemonic is stark raving mad. So there are some fantastic traits for Gaemonic. Can't wait to see what he does when he's in charge, especially with the lunatic trait. You can do some really funny stuff with that. I can't wait for that. But definitely go check him out on Twitter, follow him, he's really funny. He makes t-shirts, he makes hoodies, he does mugs, all with really cool gaming designs. Absolutely amazing designs, go check them out. Now let's have a look at uCantonese. Oh, uCantonese, look at his stats. 8, 8, 9, 10, 9. Some fantastic stats. He has managed to achieve the genius trait. So he has lost the flu, thank God. So uCantonese is looking pretty strong. He has genius, he also has fussy and timid too. But the genius trait is a bit of a contrast to Gaemonic's lunatic trait. So definitely check out uCantonese. It's in the name. He teaches Cantonese with some amazing videos. He's just released a couple of really good songs. They're also pretty funny. And he actually features me at the end of one of his songs. So watch that toward the end. You won't regret it. And he is 10 years old. We'll have a look at NoobFriendlyZone. Well, I'll need to stop the betrothal actually, because the one he's betrothed to is imprisoned by Kaukisalmi, and I think that's Finland. As you can see, he hasn't really developed any traits just yet, but he's only 4 years old. So on to TechGuyTrivia, the new one. He's been born sickly, but usually they survive and they lose that. So fingers crossed. So what we want to do here, what do we want to give TechGuyTrivia as a focus? First I want to have a look at what guardians we can give him. Can we give him any good guardians for anything? I think, like uCantonese, we should be tutoring him for a more thrifty focus. Or should we give him duty? No, we'll go for thrifty. Money's always good. So we've got TechGuyTrivia and uCantonese going for the thrifty focuses, and NoobFriendlyZone and Gaemonic going for the martial education to try and be powerful commanders / rulers. So of course, quick shout out to NoobFriendlyZone, almost forgot. He's just released another Dark Souls 3 video and it's amazing. If you ever get stuck on Dark Souls 3, you'll really want to check out his videos, they are really good. So we have our first 4 sons. It'll be no long before they're all of age, and they'll be having children too, and there'll be tons of shoutouts left, right and centre, so I hope you guys stick with me to that. I did also want to give a massive shout out to those of you who are still watching the videos and stuff, even though they don't know what's going on. I think that's really cool. Thank you so much for the support. So anyway, back to the war. Enough of that. So we'll see how they develop. I'm tutoring 2 of them, so we'll see how that goes. We are 43 now. We should still be able to reign for quite a bit longer. However, we are stressed, and that gives you -1 health. Yeah, the last thing I almost forgot again. We can actually have concubines as a tribal ruler, And that might be a very, very good idea. There's no women in our court. And that might actually be a very good idea to try and get all those extra shoutouts in. I should have had 3 concubines from the start. And we want to present a couple of debutantes. So, it only costs 1.4 gold to invite a courtier. So, we're going to go get 3 of them. Excellent. 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 So, we'll be making those 3 promptly our concubines. So, we can actually appoint a new commander. So, do we have anyone good? We don't. What I would like to do, actually, is I would like to see if there's any good commanders. If I search all, put Diplo-Reng to yes, put Join Court to yes. Then you sort by Marshal to see if there's anybody worthwhile inviting. Millman seems alright. I'll invite Millman. It's quite a funny name. He's Slavic, so that's perfect. When he gets here, we'll be making him probably the Master of Bow as well, because we want him to like us. Although this guy... No, I'm actually going to give it to Ota, because he's -9 opinion of us, and we need to get that opinion raised. Oh, we can still have a court... Oh, one of the concubines is actually a dwarf! So we can make a court dwarf. That is actually perfect that she's one of the concubines, because we could get about 6 or 7 little Tyrion Lannisters running around. Wouldn't that be good? So I've got to remember this. We still got to sacrifice a holy person. Okay, so in the search to sacrifice a holy person, what I'm going to try and do is my Divinia. I'm going to try and abduct them and see if it works like that. So fingers crossed. I have put the word out among my brethren in the Cold Ones. When an opportunity presents itself, the brothers and sisters in Praha will attempt to snatch Premzil and bring him to me in chains. So we've actually achieved the claim, however we can't really use it. So I'm actually going to let it go, and now I remember I'm going to move him to that single province one. Because even if we had the claim, I don't really want to go to war against Devaria, so we're going to just try and make the claim over there. Meanwhile, our war is still continuing. No! No! I have died! I have died! I was not expecting it that early. So we are already playing as King Gaemonic of Bohemia. At 11 years old, he has gained the throne of Bohemia. Oh, that was unexpected. And uCantonese has therefore become the High Chief of Moravia. Let's see what that's done quickly. Hold on, I do want to read this quickly. King Lycaon feasts with the gods at age 43. He died of severe stress, guilty of the sin of pride. He warned everyone to know his greatness. A wicked man, Lycaon will surely pay for his sins in the afterlife. Oh dear. King Gaemonic, merely 11 years old. The realm is left in the capable hands of the regent and council. Long live King Gaemonic! Christ, so I just want to see how this battle turns out. So my regent is now my steward, so that's not so good. So we're at 79% war score, and what I do want to have a look at now is I want to sort things out, because basically now we are playing as King Gaemonic of Bohemia, but obviously we'll remember the whole concubine things, and Gaemonic will probably have about 12 kids. So, the first thing that I wanted to say is, of course, the kingdom has not split up because we only have one kingdom title. However, we've only got a 2-demand size, and our brother, uCantonese, the Kingdom of Moravia, which actually only appears to be 3 provinces, thank God, so... And he'll probably be pretty loyal, I say that, he's got a -37 opinion of us. And he has some damn good traits, but at 10 years old, he isn't going to do much. So, the Shoutout series is going to really begin here. This is basically Joffrey and Tommen from Game of Thrones now. uCantonese and Gaemonic, battling it out. So, we need to assign an education focus at aged 12. Now, this is actually a tough one, you see, because although he has 8 in martial, He has timid and idolizer, which really doesn't work well for a martial education. So I don't think he's going to get too much out of actually going for the martial education now. However, we might just have to go for it. He has got the right traits, idolizer and timid, for the learning education, so it might be wise switching to that. Basically, I'm going to leave that for a second. What I want to do is go back to the Find Characters tab. Diplo range, yes. Join corps, yes. You have to click it again every time because it refreshes. There is no one worthy of teaching us a learned education. Oh, Gandalf could teach us intrigue, but we don't really want it. He's got some terrible other stats. Yeah, so what I want to do here is really invite a holy man to court, but we don't have the piety to do that. Ooh, the court dwarf could also be the spy master. That's very in line with Tyrion Lannister. So we'll be sending her to Rome to research technology. Our marshal is going to be Ota, the master of the bow. He's going to continue to train troops in Praha. And the chancellor, of course, we need a better one. So we have nobody at all that's worthy of being our chancellor. Our only choice is just to invite this guy, because he is also pagan. So we're going to invite him quickly. We're going to wait for him to join the court. And now appoint him the chancellor. He is called Terderslav.
Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and remember you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram.